Hey, Xiomy here. So today I wanted to do a book talk on a book that I recently just read and I simply fell in love with it, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I am amazed by this book. I take my hat off to Leigh Bardugo because I simply adored this book, and it's a book that I thought that I was never going to pick up, and I am so glad when I actually did pick it up, because I did pick it up because of the aesthetic of how cute it was, but I'm glad that I read it because the content is just sheer brilliance. Honestly, I loved it. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Six of Crows is, but it's basically that you have a band of 6 criminals and they are going to try and accomplish a major heist. They are going to try to get in and out unnoticed, and obviously they are going to break into the ice court. I loved everything that was transpiring throughout the course, you know, them trying to get there, trying to break in, everything, how it was unraveling was just amazing. Things that I really didn't think about that were gonna happen, and it just had me gasping for air. In this book you have heart-pounding scenes. Honestly, that's what I'm gonna say. You have crazy, fierce, but lovable characters, something that I didn't think that I was going to expect. You have unexpected twists and turns, but you also have an action-packed ending, and that was just completely sheer brilliance. I enjoyed everything about it, and the ending has honestly your heart pounding to the near end. So this isn't for the faint of heart, especially towards the ending, because towards the ending is when it actually does become to get enticing. In this book you have such distinctive characters, and I enjoyed everything about them. I enjoyed the flashbacks that were being thrown out throughout the entire book. What I did enjoy was all these flashbacks that were being thrown out at you, because, and no, I didn't think they were a waste of time. Why? Because you have to know how a criminal mind works. You have to know what makes them tick, what made them become a part of this group, and what makes them so special and so distinctive and so individual for Cass in order for him to hire them. And I really did enjoy every single one of their flashbacks, because these people honestly went through hell and back. And I loved how they were trying to prove to themselves and to everybody else that they can be whoever they wanted to be, whether it be, you know, a criminal or not a criminal. I enjoyed every single aspect of that because it did immerse you into who they are and who they became as individuals, and they were struggling to get by, and everything that happened to them and that transpired to get them to where they are is something that I really did enjoy, because you have to immerse yourself into the mind of criminals, especially in these criminals. What makes them so distinctive that they can pull off this major heist and that nobody else can do but them? It's something that I really did enjoy. Some of the backstories, I have to admit, were really difficult for me to read, because I was like, damn man, these poor kids were just, you know, sent into hell's mouth, and you know, survive if you want to. If not, well then, you know, you gotta die. I really did enjoy, especially Kaz's backstory. I really didn't expect that from him, but I really enjoyed his backstory, and it's one that really brought pain to my heart. I loved Inej's backstory also. It was honestly very difficult, because it's like, wow, you're taking from your house, and you know, how you became who you are, and obviously how she got into Kaz's life was something that I really did enjoy reading about. Nina and Matthias's backstory was one that I also did enjoy, because you got to know how was it that they hate one another, because they have this hate-love relationship. I wasn't expecting her to fall in love with him, but again, they have a really strong relationship going on there, and their backstory is really, can I say, enticing, because it was like, oh my god, like what the heck is happening here, honestly. And I'm gonna say that Nina is one hell of a powerful Grisha, and when she took that drug and everything that she did, Jesper and William, I really did adore Jesper. I mean, when you have these strong scenes that are happening and you are gasping for air, he just throws out this funny joke, and you're like, oh, man, you can rely on Jesper to like cool everything down and make something funny out of nowhere, honestly. But I loved Jesper, and him flirting with Willen, what, it was amazing. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I was like, what, this is so beautiful. Honestly, I really did enjoy their connection and their bond, and Willen's twist and turn was one that I wasn't expecting. I mean, I do want to know a little bit more about Willen. I do know that obviously he does have a bad father. I mean, what is it with bad father figures? Like, can we have a good father figure in these fantasies? Because it's just getting a little bit hurting for father figures. This is the only book that I've read from the Grishas. There are some things that I really do want to know about, but again, as I continue reading the book, maybe I'll get more information about it, because I haven't read the other Grishas. But I thought that the world building in this book was simply amazing. I loved it. I enjoyed everything about it, and I can't wait for the second book to come out, you know, Crooked Kingdoms, because the ending, like I said, the ending is fast-paced, is action-packed. When they get a tank, I'm like, what is happening here? Because the ending has you gasping for air, because there are so many twists and turns that are happening that they are unexpected. But then after a while you get to know, because oh no, Kaz told me to do this, Kaz told me to do that. Kaz is one hell of a mastermind. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, the man is brilliant. He is sheer brilliant. I loved everything that was transpiring, because you have so many things that are happening at the same time, but yet you're rooting for them to get out, because you're like, oh my god, yes. And that ending, when they're surrounded, like completely surrounded, that this is when, like I said previously, that Nina takes that drug, I was like, nope, this cannot be happening. And then obviously the other ending was like, you have a major cliffhanger in the end for two characters that I'm rooting for in Crooked Kingdoms, for them to come out, you know, safe, because we had a cliffhanger for Inej. We also had a cliffhanger for Nina, and we don't know what's gonna happen to Willen. Actually, characters really did immerse me into their lives. I loved everything about this book. I enjoyed it so much. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars because it was just simply amazing and brilliant. And I never have read a book about criminals, but I enjoyed that I picked this book up, and I really did enjoy, you know, everything about it. It was such an amazing book. But it's like I can compare some of them to Anti-Hero. Some of them I want to smack, like Kaz. I do want to smack Kaz sometimes, because it's like, oh, I really do want something between Kaz and Inej to just spark. Honestly, I want these two characters to get together, because I love them. Honestly, I love them together, and I think they can do no wrong, because they complete one another. To me, they complete one another, you know? That's it for my book talk, because if I continue talking, I'm gonna say how much I love this book, and I'm just gonna stay with that, and I could be all day just talking about this book, because it was amazing. Honestly, I loved it. I enjoyed everything about it. I'm gonna stop for sure. I'm gonna stop. I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.